Yo, what up, Jinx? Zaz, thank you for the tier 1 for 35 months. I fucking appreciate it. Thank you very much. Zekobot, thank you for the freaking sub, bro.
Easy money!
What up, guys? How we doing? Guys, exciting news. I became a Linux user. Did. Fully Linux? No, not fully Linux, not yet. Just one of my 4 computers is on Linux right now. Soon, 2 of my 5 computers will be on Linux, and then 3 of my 5 will be on Linux, and I'll probably make 2 of them dual boot if I had to guess. My stream PC and my gaming PC, I'm gonna keep Windows on, at least as like a secondary option, but I'm probably gonna switch everything over to Linux for the most part, as I get better with it and understand it more. But I'm not going to do it until I'm 100% sure that there's going to be no problems with it. But I already canceled my Adobe subscriptions and stuff too, so I'm going to be moving over to like DaVinci Resolve, which is good on Linux. And then I think probably what else works on Linux? I don't know if Affinity works, but if it does, that's like the Photoshop replacement, and it's fully free, so I'll probably end up using that if I can get that on Linux or working on Linux. But yeah, DaVinci, any Steam OS boots? I don't have Steam OS, but I do have Steam installed on the Linux machine. I'll actually show you guys here in just a second what I'm working with. But hello, what up, guys? Yeah, I have 1 of 2 on Linux. It runs well with engineering softwares. It's not too bad of a learning curve. No, it's not too bad. I will say the hardest part was, okay, so here's my experience with Linux so far. I decided to go straight for Arch Linux, okay? Originally I was going to install it on, thank you for the 100 combo biddies. I appreciate that very much. Hype train, guys, make sure to get scammed. There's a hype train coming in. It's going to come down right here. You can use an emote in chat, and you can be on there. Whoever you are, you can be a part of that right there. You can change your emote, whatever. Zaz, thank you for the 100 dino bits. Schultz, thank you for the 100 dino bits. Thanks for the combos, guys. Thanks for the hype train. Thanks for the combos. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Ryan, thank you for the 100 dino biddies. I need to be scammed. You guys do need to be scammed. If you haven't been scammed today, make sure to get your combos in, okay? Make sure to abstract your bits into some kind of like animated GIF emoji thing. Dinos specifically. But yeah, so my experience so far with Linux was like, I was going to install it on my gaming PC from 2019. Okay, that didn't work. Why? I don't know yet. Either the CPU is busted, the water cooler on it's busted, so it wouldn't, do good. Jinx, thank you for the tier 1. I really fucking appreciate that very much. Schultz, thank you for the resubscription. I appreciate that. Thank you for the 40 months. Thank you, guys. I really do appreciate it. I really appreciate it. But yeah, it just, I couldn't get any video output from my gaming PC. So I didn't know what was going on. That was my 1070 Ti build with the i7-9700K and 16 gigs of DDR4. I couldn't get video output from it for some reason. Last stream, I built it into this computer. I'll show you right now. Okay, that case, I put it in there, okay? I couldn't get video output from it for some reason. Since I couldn't get video output from it, I was like, screw it, dude. I got my gaming PC from 2012. Let's try that, right? So on the floor right here, that is the motherboard, CPU, all that from then. And then this is a GeForce 660. That was the original graphics card, but I threw the 1070 Ti on this motherboard. Okay. Well, I was able to get video output. All right. Since I was able to get video output, I was like, okay, cool. I guess I'm installing Linux on this computer. So I started installing Linux on that computer. It took me like, I could not figure out what I was doing. I didn't realize there was an easy Arch Linux installer, so I didn't do that. But I had the ISO on the USB drive and I was working through it. Okay. I ended the last stream not really knowing what was going on with it. Okay. Next time what I did was I came in here today. I started fucking with it again. Actually, it was last night. And in total, it took me 12 hours between the 4-hour stream and then another like 8 hours. I could not get like the boot mount to work. I couldn't get it to mount, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't get it to boot into the GUI. Okay, it turns out the motherboard I'm using, SATA port 1 through 6 are bootable drives, but 7 and 8 are not, and I happened to plug it into 8 just because I thought it didn't matter. It was an easy access one. I didn't look at the numbers on them. So just by happenstance, I was like, what if I unplug it from this port and plug it into a different port? Sure enough, it boots into the GUI. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever, fucking, it works, great. Figured it out. Well, then my 16 gigs of DDR3 RAM was not running in dual channel, and then when I booted into Linux, it said I only had 4 gigabytes of RAM, and I'm like, well, what's that all about? So I take out 2 sticks of RAM, and it's like, oh yeah, you have 8 gigabytes of RAM, and it's running in dual channel. I'm like, okay, cool. So then I put the 2 other sticks back in, and it says it's single channel again, but it recognizes all the RAMs, and I'm like, oh my god. But then I launch into Linux. Well, I take those 2 sticks back out. I launch into Linux, and it says, oh yeah, you have 8 gigabytes of RAM. I'm like, okay. So then I shut it off. I put 2 more sticks in. It goes into BIOS. It says it's single channel. I'm like, whatever. I boot into Linux. It says I have 16 gigabytes. I'm like, okay. Now let's see if I can figure out dual channel. So I turn it off. I go into BIOS. It says, oh yeah, you have 4 sticks of RAM, and they're in dual channel, and it's 16 gigabytes of RAM. And I'm like, okay, I didn't change fucking anything. I just rebooted the system and went into BIOS and then went into Linux multiple times in a row. That's all I did differently. I just, one step at a time, I was like, 1 stick of RAM, start. BIOS, Linux, restart. 2 sticks of RAM, BIOS, Linux, restart. 4 sticks of RAM, BIOS, Linux, restart, BIOS, Linux. Now everything works great. Okay, whatever. Fucking, I don't care. It works now. Anyway, so this is Linux right here. I have Linux running. So this is the crazy thing. This computer right now is running. Let's see here. It's running 16 gigabytes of DDR3 memory and dual channel. I've got a 4-core, 8-thread processor on it. It's like 36 nanometers. It's a really old processor, but it can do 4 gigahertz up to 6 gigahertz or something like that. And then, so I tried running games. Get this. I can run Arc Raiders on Linux on a 12-year-old computer with an 8-year-old graphics card at 1440p 60 FPS medium quality. What? It turns out Windows has been killing us this whole time. Who needs new hardware? You just need to switch to Arch Linux. Just switch to Linux. Just switch to Linux, man. That's all you got to do. It turns out everything works great on Linux after 12 hours of troubleshooting to get it to work in the first place. But once it's working, it works way better. Zoom online so long. Yeah, he plays a lot of Arc Raiders. Exact same state. Ayo Blurry, Ayo Sarah. Bullshit with the motherboard, yep, like always. What up, Iñaki, by the way? Linux user. RAM things would happen to me several times. Same experience. Almost threw my motherboard out the door. What up, Alicia, by the way? Bro found his PC likes taking 80 gigabytes of RAM. Have a good night. You gotta cut it up and put it in mac and cheese, bro. Yep. Huge. Kills all the middleman shit between your computer and the game. Yeah. Oh my God, you got that one? That's the one I've wanted for so long, man. Well, so if you guys thought it was ridiculous before that I had two keyboards because I had a stream computer and a gaming computer, like this is the stream PC mouse and the stream PC keyboard. All right. This is the gaming computer mouse and this is the gaming computer keyboard. All right. Well, okay, now here's the Linux computer mouse and the Linux computer keyboard. So I currently am rocking a 3 computer, 3 mouse, 3 keyboard, 5 monitor setup. Now you guys might be wondering. You might be wondering, right? Last final my PhD tomorrow. Holy shit. Good luck. Good luck, Jinx. Have a good night. You're living someone's dream. Maybe. I hope it's yours. I like the parts where I'm at home. I don't like the parts where I'm at work. I can't wait till the day where all this shit works out and I don't have to go do bullshit job anymore and I can just do what I want to and make enough money to make it work. I don't like KVMs, I'll be honest. Gaming 5 monitors dust free. I don't ever have any problems with them having dust on them, honestly. I mean, they definitely get dust on them eventually, but I don't know. The real problem is definitely the heat thing. It is crazy, Jinx. It's been almost 8 years. I was thinking about it recently. So here's the deal, right? I actually, so I found my old laptop, the one from before the gaming PC that I just turned into a thing. Yo, 3-stream streak, let's go. Colgate with almost 4 years. Iñaki with, well, more than that, but yeah. Yeah, January 6th. Yeah, where were you January 6th? I was watching Zacho. Yeah, 4 years. Almost, actually 5 years now. Half a decade. Half a decade. Where's my half a decade crew at? God damn. Warned you about a GTA lobby that kept spamming you with the invites. That's right. Yes, I remember that too. I remember because everyone was coming in here into my stream. I specifically remember the stream because I was doing a subathon. My hair looked similar to how it does now. I hadn't slept or showered. I was like this. I was eating a sandwich. And they were coming into the stream and they were being like, fuck you, stop inviting me to the game. And it was just like 20 different people. And Colgate was one of them and came in and told me that like someone was using my name to like spam invite people to be annoying on GTA to try and get people to fuck with me. And I was just like, oh, interesting. And then I like put it in followers only mode, slow mode, and was like, okay. And then I banned them all. I was like, okay, you guys can follow. And if in 30 minutes you're still mad, you can say something. Anyway. Colgate was a real one. Colgate told me what was happening. Like, I was gonna just chalk it up to like, what the fuck is going on? Someone is fucking with me, but I don't know how, why, or in what way. Oh well, I'll just put it on slow mode and not deal with it. But Colgate was like, I think Colgate didn't get to send a message during it and waited through the like follow timer I put on because I put like a follow only mode for like 30 minutes. I think Colgate followed and sat through the 30 minutes just to tell me, by the way, what was happening there is someone's using your name on GTA 5 to like spam invite people to get them to come into your chat and say mean things to you. I was like, what a crazy use of your time. I don't know. I work at a pizza place, right? I appreciate it, man. It's cool. I didn't get left in the dark. I got a job. Me too. Let's go. Isn't it so awesome? At my job right now, sometimes kids call and they're like, they just ask the stupidest things. I work at a pizza place and they'll call and they'll be like, hey, I'm like, hey, are you guys selling hot dogs tonight? What? Haha. Click. What? I know. Yeah, no, it's literally like that, and I'm just like, what are we doing? Uni student again, going to dorms on January 9th. Nice. No, I don't do delivery anymore. Right now. I still did up until last month, and then I got a promotion, but then I may have accidentally like implied to the person that gave me that promotion that they didn't know how to do their job. And so they demoted me. I've called the local place so many times because one of their drivers loves speeding in my neighborhood. Yeah, I have to manage that with like some of my drivers. Like one of them has a cutoff muffler, and so it's loud as fuck, and he'll like speed out of a neighborhood, and he wants to get back to the store super fast to get more deliveries out so he can make more money. So half the time he doesn't wait around for the customer to come answer the door. He just drops it on the porch immediately and leaves. And so I get calls all the time. They're like, hey, your driver just like left it at my door, and then they're loud ass like fucking just like sped off, and they're like, you know, it just like it looks bad. It's like, yeah. But like the guy is cool. Like I've talked to him quite a few times. Like we're pretty chill. He's a pretty cool guy, and he's relatively understanding too. He just like from an outside perspective, knowing nothing about him, you see that and you're like, ugh. Speeding in a residential neighborhood's a dick move. I don't think he was speeding ultimately. I think it's like 20 miles an hour, right? And he's going the speed limit. He's just getting up to speed quickly and has a cut muffler, so it's loud as fuck when he's like, you know, revving into that speed or whatever. But I don't think he's actually driving unsafe. I think he just like doesn't come across in a way that seems professional. You know what I mean? Talking about my guy? Oh, yeah. That shit always piss me off whenever I see people fucking around. Oh, also, I grew a goatee. I grew facial hair. Haha. Yay. But anyway, yeah. And people will call and do shit like that. But there was one guy he called, and he's like, hey, I wanted to check on my delivery because like, my girlfriend ordered and she never got it, so I wanted to check on it. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, okay, what's the name? And he's like, Anya. And I'm like, okay, I'm not seeing anything in the system. Is there an address? He's like, yeah, my house. I'm like, okay, but like if you give me the address, I can look up the delivery. I can't really look it up by name as a delivery. It goes by phone number and by address. So if you just give me the address, he's like, well, I'm not really comfortable giving my address. I'm like, we would have it because we delivered to, like, what are you talking about? He's like, I'd really rather just by name. Okay, her last name is Aneez, Aneez. Her first name is Anya. And I'm like, oh. Click. Like, I don't know, what the fuck are we doing? We're wasting everyone's time. Who gives a fuck? Oh my God. I went and got a real job so I can make money, and I didn't realize I was going to have to answer the phone and deal with fucking Twitch chat again still. I got my fucking Twitch chat calling me on the phone at work being like, hey, on your knees? Isn't that funny? I'm like, no, it's not. I got pizzas to make. Shut up. Wanted a selfie with him, but clued into what was happening when the driver asked him to hold the bag up so it was in the picture. Boneless pizza. LOL. Yeah, I don't know. It's so silly. I don't know. I'm just like, whatever. I don't care. But as soon as I realize they're prank calling or whatever, I just hang up. I'm like, yeah, fuck you. I'm not going to get in any trouble doing that as long as I don't, say anything stupid. So I just, like, as soon as I realize they're fucking with me, I just hang up the phone. And that's it. I'm just like, I don't care. I'm also total it's also totally allowed if someone cusses at me. I'm allowed to just hang up as soon as they cuss at me. So if I'm like trying to solve their problem and they're like, "Well, you're fucking incompetent," I can go click. I'm not incompetent. You're talking to the most competent person here. I'm trying to help you solve your fucking problem, asshole. I understand that this store fucked up your order, and there's lots of people that work here, and it wasn't me, and I'm here trying to fix it for you. I'm being completely understanding and very nice and explaining the situation and being transparent with you. And you're gonna call me a fucking incompetent guy? All right, how about this? Deal with the actually incompetent people, because I'm not coming back to the phone. Douchebag. Bye-bye. No, I can't do anything. I can't ban shit. No, not even a GM can ban anything. They can't ban phone numbers. They can't ban street addresses. They can't ban customers. Not even the district manager can do that. In other franchises, they can. But in my franchise, apparently when someone fucks something up, they take away the tools necessary to make your store run good away from every single person. And it's like you would think that if a district manager or a general manager was a bad actor misusing your tools, you would give them a warning or a write-up and eventually fire them, not take the tool away from every GM and district manager in your franchise. But what do I know? I don't run $100 million a year franchise, so I guess, fuck me. Then again, my franchise has a 1-star rating, so... Did I say that out loud? Wakefoot, thank you for the tier 1 for 49 months. I appreciate that. Didn't I just do this the other day, bruh? Maybe. But I haven't been streaming much because of my job. The last month has gone by so fast I've not been able to stream. I've streamed twice in the last month now, and I feel really bad about it. I miss streaming so much. I've been working like 55 hours a week. I got promoted, then I got demoted, but I'm still working there, and I'm still working overtime every week, and it's just a lot of bullshit, and everything sucks, but it's fine. No banning customers, that's crazy. I mean, like, we can ban them in the sense that, like, we can cancel their orders, but we can't actually ban them from ordering. So, like, they can still ban or, like, order online or whatever, and we have to see the order, recognize it's from the person that we're not going to serve, and then cancel the order. And they can just keep placing orders over and over again. So we have to, like, call them and tell them, like, hey, we're not going to do, like, it's crazy. 18 more months. Yo! Six, 7. Christmas bonus should be hitting soon. I don't get bonuses, bro. Got a free hot dog today because they forgot to give it to me at the movie, so I canceled it and they brought it in with my money bags winner. Nice. I would get bonuses every single month if I had kept my position that I lost, but I lost it, so. That's on me, though. Bah. Shouldn't have been being honest. Shouldn't have been telling people how I felt. That's my fault. Holy workplace from hell. I had the lowest position at my old job and still got a gnarly bonus. Yeah. What happened? I got a promotion, but I didn't get promoted to the position that I wanted. A lot of things were going on that I didn't like. I was working insane overtime and training my boss, and so I told the boss's boss, hey, I think we should talk. Please talk to me soon. I'm kind of losing my mind and we need to talk about this. Even if you can't do anything about it, I just need someone to hear me out. And he said, okay. And the next day came and he hadn't talked to me. And I said, hey, I'm serious. Like, when can we talk? And he didn't answer me. And then I texted him the next day and was like, hey, like, here's a little bit about what it's about, but like, we really should talk in person or over the phone. And he still didn't answer me. And then I got the flu and still worked like 12 hours. And so I finally sent him a message that was really long and very strongly worded, basically. And he didn't like being talked to like that. So he demoted me. But me and my GM are on good terms overall. Actually, completely now. We were on a bit of a bad term at first because he was obviously feeling the vibe of my frustration at the situation and wasn't a fan of it, which is fair. But I talked to him and, apologized about that and explained everything. And he was very understanding and even said that he would go to bat for me with the district guy. But he still wants me to work there and help and all this other stuff. And, will give me praise where praise is due and all this other stuff. And said that we're getting another store opening sometime soon, and realistically, there's no good reason I shouldn't be the GM at that store. And so he basically is saying, like, if I just accept the demotion here and work really hard with him and stay on good terms with everyone here, he will continue to make sure that, like, he does everything he can to try and convince the powers that be to let me go be the GM of the new store when it opens. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I appreciate it. Salary is GM, yeah. Yeah, GM is salary. It's like somewhere between like the biggest one. Appreciate the watch streak, by the way, Wakefoot. The GM gets somewhere between like 45 and 60K yearly. I think 60 or maybe even 55K might be max for the GMs in this one. Different franchises do it differently, but yeah. And then they give like pretty good bonuses to the GM. So like, you can make another like, $3,000 a month on bonuses or whatever if you're really good at your job. Or it's like per period, which is different than a month. There's actually 13 periods in a year, so it'd be like, yeah. So you can make like another 36K on top of your salary or whatever. So it'd be like it'd be like 90K a year. But anyway, if you're performing well enough to get the biggest possible bonus and you're making the biggest possible salary, so you know what I mean. It's like a lot of nose to the grindstone shit, but hey, the way I look at it is like, with the work stuff, the whole reason I'm doing it is because I want to be a streamer. I want to be a content creator. I want to be self-employed. That is what I want. But I also have a girlfriend. We're in a long-term committed relationship. I want to live with her. I want to not live with my parents. I'm in my late 20s. I want to have the freedom to be able to do things and have financial freedom. I want to be able to invest in my future and like retirement and stuff like that. And so I need to make as much money as I can, as quickly as I can. And the most guaranteed way to do that is to move my way up the management chain somewhere. And so I started and I made good money as a driver, and I started moving up the chain. I figured, it makes my resume look good too. And so I can use that to go into a different company or whatever if need be. But I figure the faster I get to the point where I'm making really good money, the faster I get to the point where like I could afford to take a year off work or 2 years off work and just like, try being a streamer again or whatever. Or, because like, let's say I make 90K a year. Like, let's just do that math real quick, right? Let's just say that I make 90K a year, right? And expenses right now are like $2,000 a month. So like, subtract like 24K from that. I'm left with like 66K. I mean, obviously a bit less after taxes. Let's just subtract another 10K just for funsies, right? So if I've got 56K extra per year, and I do that for like literally just 2 years, that's $100,000. I mean, you put that into a fucking, like, let's say S&P 500 or, some kind of like index fund or whatever the fuck. You make 10% on that compound per year. Like, I mean, come on. I mean, boom. How much per year is that? It's $11,000 a year just off that. So, I mean, anyway, the point is, I could get myself a little nest egg and then survive for long enough to like quickly, while I'm still young, try and make streaming or something into a career, or try and find my way into another career, or go to college, or whatever it is. But like the longer it takes, the less time I have in investing, right? Like, because that's something that I'm thinking about as well, is like, I need to have money to invest early, because the later you invest it, the less money you make at the end, right? Like, if I find here, I'll go online, I'll find an investment calculator thing real quick. But it's like, if you put like $10,000 in, it's like Roth. There's like an IRA, like a Roth IRA or whatever. You can put $7,000 in a month. So let's like go do like a Roth IRA calculator real quick, or a traditional IRA, whatever. It doesn't really fucking matter. It's basically the same. Here you go. So current age, right? If I started at 20 and I'm able to put $7,000 in. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. I'll just say maximize contributions. Expected rate of return. We can just put 6%. It would be like super conservative with it. But there you go. By 65, you're a millionaire. I mean, and all you have to do is put $7,000 away every single year starting at 20. The problem is I'm not 20. I'm 28. Right? So, you get the point, right? Like, this isn't right, but here we go. Here we go. 64, $270,000 starting principal. That's the principal. The ending on the Roth is, yeah, there we go. It's like 900K. Okay. I haven't used this exact calculator before, but you get the point. Like, obviously, depending on your age, like the amount, like, look, you'd have 1.5 million. Like, you'd have literally 1.5 times as much money if you started 8 years, or literally just 6 years sooner. You start like 6 years is $500,000 worth of difference. So, anyway, that was real fucking back of the napkin math. But the point is, the sooner you start investing in your retirement, or in stocks, or whatever the fuck, like index fund, the more you have at the end. And not by like the obvious amount. Like it's obvious you have a little bit more at the end, right? But what's not obvious is that you have a lot more at the end. Like 6 years ends up being almost 500,000, 600,000 more dollars by 65. And now I'm older. You know what I mean? I'm coming on 28. And so the thing is, like, I took my risk, I took my chances trying to be a streamer and trying to be a content creator early, and it did not work out for me, unfortunately. It worked out for me in many ways. I gained a lot of skills. I had a great time. I loved a lot of things. I became the person I am today. Like, there's a lot of great that came out of it. But if we're just looking purely at like income and numbers, and career, like, I did not build a career for myself. I did not make enough money to have any backup. I did not, get to live away from my parents. I did not get to live out of poverty for a long time. And so, I got the job at 26, and that's why I'm speed running my ass off trying to move up the corporate ladder and like get up there. Because in my mind, the quicker I do that, the quicker I can make enough extra money to invest it into like a retirement fund and into just like general like stocks and stuff like that. So, that also gives me the ability to then take a break from working to try this again, but this time with a backup plan. You know what I mean? Like, I can still survive. I can still pay my bills. I can still whatever it is. So that's where I'm at right now. My new like smarter current plan is like, I've gotten older. I failed on the risk. So now I need to play as smart as I can. What up, Lonnie, by the way? So that's why, anyway, you said a lot of no's to the grindstone shit. That's why. just in case you were curious why I'm cool with like taking on something that's going to cause me to work like 60, 80 hours a week. I don't care. I can work hard. I can do that. I can't do it forever, but I don't need to do it forever. So that's like where I'm at. I'm like, if I just work my fucking ass off, and as long as I'm making a guaranteed income and I work my ass off, then I can build myself up a better career and make more money faster. And the faster I can make more money and build a better career for myself, then the faster I can get back to doing what I want to do. You know what I mean? Oil for 10 years, starting at 18. Now he lives off interest. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you make enough money early enough and you invest it early enough as well, then, and you don't do like, if you do like an IRA, you're not allowed to pull the money out, obviously, for a long time without at least penalties. But like, you can also just invest in like the S&P 500. You know what I mean? And then pull money out of that. And if you do that, you know, then you can use the money whenever you want, you know. And so at the wazoo, though, yeah, you have to be careful about balancing it, because a lot of times the things that make a ton of money, like oil, for example, super bad for you physically. Like, people work in factories and stuff and breathe in all those fumes and shit. It's like they make better money, but then they're also like shorten their lifespan too. So you got to find that balance. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, like working in management and shit and whatever, because it's like the biggest degradation in my health is my mental health right now. But the way I'm looking at it is just like, I can withstand that for a limited amount of time. And if I can do it for long enough to have enough money to then, you know, back off, then I'm good. Because realistically, like, here's what I'll say about like income and stuff. I'm not the type of person that needs to live like a rich guy's lifestyle. Like, I want a middle class, you know, living. I'd like to get like a little house, like a 3-bed, 2-bath, you know, a house where it's like me and Sarah can have a room, and then if we have like a kid, they can have their own room, and like I can have an office space, or like a basement or a garage or whatever with an office in there or whatever it is, and then, you know, whatever. And a house like that right now is like $300K, which is, you know, more expensive than it should be. But without getting into all that shit, it's like, I just want a house with like enough space for me and a family. Like, I just want a single family home where I can work from home, and, you know, whatever. Like, I can live within my means. So if I can make a lot more money than is required to live that lifestyle, then it doesn't matter, because I'm not going to waste all the extra money. I can just use that to keep myself safe in the future, basically. And so it's the same thing right now, right? Like, right now I'm renting. And so if I can keep my bills as low as they are right now, then I can live pretty comfortably in the lifestyle that I have right now, while still making a lot more money than would afford me this lifestyle, right? Like if this lifestyle costs me, if this lifestyle requires you to make like 36 to 50K a year, but you're making 90K a year, but you keep this lifestyle, the rest is all extra for the future. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at right now. I'm like, I could keep living like this comfortably for another 4 or 5 years probably, and have no problem with it. And so if I can get my income way higher, way faster, while continuing to keep my spend as low as it is, then I'll be big chillin'.
Zach,
Rhymey, thank you
stop.
for the raid. I
You're gonna get in
appreciate it.
trouble.
Welcome in, Rhymers. Lock the fuck in. Yeah. Thought I had more time. Yeah. Do it now so you don't have to do it later. Exactly. Borrow a time machine. Step 2. Travel back to December 12th, 1980 and buy Apple stock during the IPO. I'm blessed with a work from home job. Yeah. Either own a room. True. Sorry about this. That's funny. Yeah, no. So anyway, the long story short though is just like, I'm a really hard worker, and I'm pretty smart, but I've got a lot of skills that are valuable, and I think that I can be a very valuable asset in the workplace with a good career. Unfortunately, I did not spend most of my young 20s building a good resume, and so that is unfortunate. But so I'm working my ass off to like prove myself in the workplace right now, to move up, to build my resume now, so that way I can make enough money to not have to work anymore again. Lose all my investments. Bro, imagine. That's so funny. I go back in time. I invest in all the things that are going to be big. But because I do that, they don't get big because I fuck it all up. Damn it. And it's a one-way time machine. You're stuck in the past. Whoops. Now, if you could go back to the future, imagine you go back in time. You set up an account for yourself, and then you put all your money into the stocks with that account for yourself in the future, and then it is a it's like an inheritance for yourself, but you don't even have to wait at all. You just like, you go back in time 40 years, you do the investment, then you go forward 40 years, and you inherit your own investments, like from your own perspective instantly. Duh. Imagine you bring $10,000 back, you invest it, and then you go back in the future, and from your perspective, it's been 24 hours, and you turn $10,000 into like 100 million. Go farther back. Get big for me. Learning how to use emotes. I showed her 7TV and she lost her mind. Oh my god. We gotta go back in time to get turkey off the menu or whatever the quote is. The possibility haunts me even though it'll never happen to me. Yeah. Well, yeah, so I'm not going to keep talking about the work stuff, but the long story short is I haven't been able to stream as much because I've been working my dick off at work, because I'm trying to make as much money as I possibly can by moving up in my career as fast as I can so that I can come back to streaming. Like, I'm not even joking. My entire end goal right now is like temporarily put a hold on streaming or content creation or whatever. Now, I'm trying not to put a hold on it at all. I'm still trying to do it, but like at the very least, in my mind, I'm like, if I can't stream, it's okay because it's all for the future of being able to come back to content creation once I have enough money to do it. Go to October 1929 and buy each and every stock after the crash and then stop World War II or whatever. What do you think today would be like if World War II never happened? And I mean like all the bad things that caused World War II as well. I don't mean like the war just never happened because everyone was like, nah, it's cool. Nah, what they're doing over there in Germany, that's chill. We're cool with that. Like, what do you think would happen? What do you think today would be like? Alternate 100 years later, if like the shit that was going bad never happened. The U.S. would be poor. The U.S. did make themselves the number one superpower during World War II, didn't they? No anime? True. True. Yeah, there would be no anime. That is true. That is a thing. I mean, it wouldn't be like it is now. There'd probably be some similar anime. I mean, anime style kind of stuff existed before World War II, but nowhere near like what it was after. Happened somewhere else for a different reason eventually. Are you saying what I think you're saying? Do you believe in what's it called? Determinism or whatever, where it's like if you go back in time and change something, it doesn't actually change anything in the future because it just happens somewhere else some other way because you stopped it there. It doesn't mean anything. It still happens, just in a different place. Low key, probably. Not having your infrastructure damaged while all your allies are forced to import from you really does wonders for the economy. Yeah. Dude. All right, crazy idea. How to fix the U.S. economy in 2026. Okay, what if? Hear me out. What if We are manufacturing everything in the world, and then we destroy all the other countries' infrastructure, and then they have to buy everything from us. Oh, have you guys heard that one before? I think someone might be saying something similar, like in today's age. Go back to fix things. TVA arrests you. Well, that was the reference, yeah. Hashtag the world loves war. Know how we can at least try to fix things in the US. Dude, the powers that be are probably so annoyed nowadays. They're like, fucking kids these days don't want to kill each other, man. Fucking kids these days don't want to go to war and die and kill each other. Fucking, god damn it, man. Can't fucking control our own economies and the economies of other countries in the world because we can't, because no one wants to fucking kill each other anymore. This fucking sucks, man. Bosses at work be like, no one wants to work these days. Presidents be like, no one wants to fucking kill each other anymore. I think China would have been a world power sooner had Japan not like killed millions of Chinese people. Dude, okay guys, I have a hot take. I feel like the world would be really different if things in the past had happened differently. I don't know if I might be onto something though. How many Zatko variants are trying to change the past? All of them. Millions even. More than willing to go get killed for oil somewhere. Hoorah. Sugar days don't have to work. Too woke, hot take. Sorry guys. I don't mean to be too hot with my takes, but like I do think the present would be different if the past was different. So, I mean, just food for thought. Just something to think about. Just something to think about. Just something to think about. Present might be different if the past was different. Just thought you guys should think about that. So if things were different, then things would be different. I mean, you said it, not me. I mean, no. Maybe. I'm sure a lot of things could have been different if people did things differently, you know? And that's what I'll say. I guess what I'm trying to say is I hate thinking about World War II. So I kind of want to move on. So I don't really want to think about alternate presents anymore. Instead, I want to think about presents, Christmas time, December. How'd I do? Did I do a good job of changing the conversation? Here to tell you to treat cats well, as they are our future overlords. I'm cool with that, man. Chubby Pumpkin rub his tummy, don't worry. Think about Chimkin Nuggets. Okay, I need you guys to congratulate me for being a normal human adult today, all right? Because what me and Sarah did today, me and Sarah both, you need to congratulate Sarah too, because me and Sarah, what we did was we changed all the cat boxes to clean litter. We took out all the trash in the house. We did all the dishes. We cleaned the countertops and the oven top. We cleaned and organized the living room. And I built a Linux computer. So that way everyone can tell me how awesome and cool I am. Watch this. Guys, look. Linux computer. Wow. Boom. Linux. Whoa. Linux time. And then, boom, system monitor. Look at that. Boom, Linux time. Yeah. And watch this. It plays Megabonk. This computer plays Megabonk. My Linux PC that I built, my one of my 4 computers, it plays Megabonk. And look at how much FPS Megabonk gets on a 12-year-old computer. This is a 12-year-old computer playing Megabonk. Can you believe that? 12-year-old computer playing Megabonk right now on Linux, dude? On 1440p? I'm getting 200 FPS in 1440p playing Megabonk on Linux on a 12-year-old computer. What the freaking heck, bro? Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy and awesome? Wow. It is. And you know what? The crazier part is I don't really want to play a game right now. I don't actually care. I just wanted to show you that it works. And that's it. Wow, Linux works. Isn't that cool? All right. Okay. If everyone gave out full-size candy bars on Halloween, the world would be a better place. I actually agree with that. Show my nemesis. I appreciate you guys congratulating us, though. Like, actually, because let me tell you what. With how I've been working, like, 50-plus hours and all this shit, like, and Sarah keeps getting sick, and she's working now, too. Like, neither of us have felt like doing any adult shit. And today, we just, like, we locked hands, and we fucking did that. We fucking did our shit. We got our shit taken care of. We cleaned our room, so to speak. You know what I mean? Although the room is the one place we didn't clean. Actually, that's the dirtiest place in the whole house right now. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Birthday's in 10 days. Happy early birthday, by the way. Iñaki, you are technically right, though. I will say. I know you vanished. You are right. Like, it does do that, though. It does give context to everything. I just don't like thinking about it. Because it doesn't do anything to think about it. You know, it just makes me feel like shit. So it's like, what's the point? Otto's birthday's also in 10 days. Wyvern Lord 26. The line is goated. I've been listening to a lot of 21 Pilots recently, and like, okay, look, you can say whatever you want to about 21 Pilots. And honestly, I probably agree with you. But like, it turns out 21 Pilots is really good when you don't have a motherfucker in your ear telling you they suck. They also are way better when you're like going through some shit. Like, it's just like, I don't know, man. When you feel like shit, and you turn on some 21 Pilots and they're like, I also feel like shit. You're like, wow, relatable. You're like, me and you both. I'm the 22nd pilot. I'd ask if you were Otto, but he's curled up next to me now, like one of those realistic baby dolls. What you don't know is I implanted a device in Otto's brain that allows him to watch, listen, and chat on Twitch while completely inside of his own mind. You would never know. I knew it, but you would never know. Unless I told you, which I did. Okay, I will say, I wanted to tell you guys why I built a Linux computer. People might be wondering. They might be saying, Zach, why do you need 4 computers? Why did you build another computer and put Linux on it and all this other stuff? And what I would say to you is, the real reason, there's a lot of different reasons that float around each other that all contribute. But like, okay, the basic reason is I had the hardware already. I didn't have to buy any hardware. I had the RAM. I had the I've got 2 CPUs and 2 motherboards and 2 graphics cards, and I actually only have 1 power supply. One power supply went bad. I had to get rid of it. But if I bought one more power supply, then that's the only thing I'd have to buy to have 2 more PCs put together. Anyway, long story short is I have 2 spare computers worth of parts, Boat of Theseus style. Okay, so I put them back together. I bought an SSD and shoved that in. That's all I had to do. All right. Now, I could have just left those parts on a shelf somewhere in my closet or whatever and not done anything with them. But I wanted to experiment with Linux, and it was the perfect excuse, like the perfect storm. I've got PC parts, so I can build a computer with them. But what would I use them for? I got a good gaming PC. I got a good streaming PC. This is lower powered hardware. What the hell would I even do with it? If you're trying to get into coding, Linux is cool. Okay, well, I could put Linux on it, but then like I could also just put Linux on my other computer. So what's the point of that? Linux is really good for running servers. It's also really good for things like being a media server, because it's a server. So, for example, you could stop having a Netflix subscription and stuff because you could have all the shows and stuff running off of a Linux server inside your house. You could also record all your content to it as a network attached storage device. You could also run game servers like Minecraft servers specifically for your stream communities off of it. So you could start to learn more networking. You could start to learn about Linux. You could start to learn about coding. You could start to learn about running game servers. And you could do it all out of your house for an initial investment of $0. And so that's why. That's why I built a Linux computer, because I thought to myself, hey, I've got the extra parts. I could learn more about coding. I could run servers off of hardware that isn't running all the other stuff I need to run, like games and streaming. So it wouldn't take away from my stream and stuff. And in fact, it'd be good for my stream because I could run game servers off of it, like Minecraft servers and stuff for my community. And so, and like websites and all kinds of things. Like I could just, yeah. So I was like, okay, this is literally just like a perfect thing. You know what I mean? This is just a perfect storm of all of my interests combined, you know, computer hardware, coding, servers, storage, whatever, and it's all just like boom. So that's why. So what am I going to do with it though, is the question. Well, I want to start running servers off of it. And I want to connect to it via SSH and command lines and stuff like that. And so I'm going to have a lot of fun with it. And that's what we're going to do with it. But I really wanted to just test it to see if it worked, and Steam runs really well off of it. It's actually very crazy. There's so much that I can do. OBS runs on it. Megabomb, like Steam runs on it. Discord runs on it. Everything runs really well on top of that. Like I've got virtual whatevers. So what I need to do now is I need to install some code stuff, like Visual Studio Code, and some like server side stuff, like Minecraft server stuff, so I can run Minecraft servers on it. And then yeah, I'm just gonna like stick it somewhere in my house, connect it to the internet, connect it to my router, and then just run game servers off of it basically. And then I gave it a desktop environment just so that way, if ever I wanted to, I could just like load it up and like, you know, get onto it with a mouse and keyboard and do stuff with the GUI. But like for the most part, I'm just going to use like a command line interface to talk to the computer over my network and just, you know, run servers off of it and stuff like that. Blurry, you're crazy, bro. But yeah, so I'm excited though. I'm going to put a bunch of stuff on it. It's going to be fun. And part of what I'm going to put on there, like I said, is going to be for you guys. It'll be game servers and whatnot. I just got to figure out exactly how to do all that stuff. But now that I have the computer up and running and working, like I don't really have to worry about that stuff. Now, I will say something really cool about Linux is just how much like customizability there is with Linux. It is so cool. Let me show you this. All right. Like, okay, I installed a thing called GNOME, right? GNOME is the desktop environment. All right. So what I'm able to do is like, it's got this software thing where I can like download apps off of here. And so I downloaded some apps from here, which are cool and whatever. Okay. But here's another thing. Appreciate the lurk, by the way, guys. This is, you know, all the shit here, right? But OBS Studio works. I got Jellyfin on here, which I'm going to be using for shit. But anyway, Linux customizability, right? Let's take a look at that real quick because this is cool. All right, GNOME is the thing that I'm using. All right. Works best for Steam. I mean, I would imagine like Steam OS. I also know that there's like specific like distributions that are good for playing games. I don't know. I just installed Arch Linux with GNOME, and it runs perfectly fine and great because like Steam just installs all the shit in the background for Linux that you need, like Wine and whatever the fuck the other shit is. Like, so I don't know. But I downloaded this thing called GNOME Tweaks, and GNOME Tweaks is really cool. Like, it gives me a lot of abilities, right? I can do startup applications. Windows, like, I can minimize stuff with middle click like this. Boom. Now it's minimized. I can pull it right back up. double click to maximize, boom. But like I can change that. Like I can just change this if I want to. Secondary click, menu. I can change what buttons are there. Like if I don't want the maximize button up here, I can get rid of it. I don't need to have it there. Minimize button, same thing. Since I made minimize the middle mouse click button, I don't need it to be there. The window action key does super, but it could be alt or you disable it. Resize with secondary click. Like there's just all these tweaks you can do, which are very cool. And then, you know, there's even more stuff you can do. This stuff is saying like, hey, this is you're really editing stuff deep in, but just so you know, like you can do whatever you want to. If you want to, then fine. But yeah, no, I don't know. I just think it's really cool that it just like once you get it all installed and stuff, like this all just looks so nice to me. And then I got background, like I'll close Discord. I don't want that open. It's a background app. I don't want that. So I can see my background apps and just like close them out. And I just like the way it looks. Like, it looks pretty cool to me. And this is just a default GNOME installation on Arch Linux, right? So it's like, this is super simple. There's nothing crazy about this. Now, I would like to install more like cool stuff. But the cool thing is like, you can do so much with the command line. Like if I just do like, installing Hyperland. Now I don't know how Hyperland works exactly or how to use it, but my understanding is that it's like a desktop environment. I don't know how to like boot into it or whatever, but I don't know. It's just really cool how all this stuff works. Fallout Episode 1 came out today. I'm only halfway through my rewatch. Catch me up real quick? Probably. I mean, Linux can just do anything, you know what I mean? Like, it just does anything, bro. No, I gotta figure out some more stuff with Linux, though, because, like, I really just got it to a point where I can use it. And I don't know anything else, but I'm really going to be getting into it. It's, I'm assuming episode 1 of season 2, right? We'll have to watch that. We finished what's out of Pluribus so far. There's like another episode of Pluribus. Pluribus looks really good, though. I mean, Pluribus is really good so far. I'm sorry, Sarah. I will say one of the things I want to do on stream right now is, at the very least, I'm probably gonna like boot out of Linux, because before I do anything else in Linux, what I need to do is I need to put all the PC parts into the case, because right now I just have the computer literally laying on the floor. So I need to fix that real quick. And then find a home for the computer, like where it's gonna go. For right now, it's probably just gonna go like right over there. But yeah. And then maybe we'll load up like I need to learn how Docker works and stuff, and then I want to load up like Minecraft servers and whatnot. So that'll be fun. All right. Let's do that real quick. Let me shut down the Linux computer, and then we'll put that thing together real quick. Hobblemon V2. Linux is so easy to use, I tell my cat to use it. I am actually thinking about I am thinking about like actually getting into doing tech YouTube stuff now that I'm doing all this shit and I have like an office space and everything, and like I'm getting a soldering iron so I can like solder my headphones back together, and I've got an electric screwdriver and electric drill thing and stuff now, and so I actually was thinking about doing like some like tech repair videos and just like tech review stuff and just like general videos like that. Like I tried Arch Linux for the first time and shit like that, or I installed Arch Linux on a laptop from 2011, or you know, whatever, things like that. Mailing it to you to fix it. Well, that's the thing. I want to start getting into that stuff, right? Because I think it's fun and cool, and like also just the idea of being able to fix shit like that is also really cool too. Because then like if someone's like, "Oh, I broke this thing," I'm like, "Oh, maybe I could fix it." Like if I break something, I'm like, "Oh, maybe I can fix it." So I'm gonna turn on my wireless mic real quick. Hello, hello, nice. All right. Let me plug in this thing. Probably sound better. The fan is like going right into the mic. I can hear it. Yeah, that should sound a little bit better. Cool. All right, let me get the lights on a little more. And I'll switch over. There we go. Okay, so what I need to do right now is this is my new electric screwdriver. So we're gonna use this to take my 2019 gaming computer out of this case and then put the 2012 gaming computer into the case instead. And then we're gonna move this computer over there and then try to connect to it with like SSH and shit like that. But I'm not gonna do too much of that because I know you guys will find it boring. But in the meantime, actually I have even more computers. Oh my God, I have a Mac laptop here. The Mac laptop will be good though, because then I can connect to my Linux computer from the what you call it, from anywhere in the house. Any fun Christmas plans? I'm glad you reminded me actually, Ryan. I need to get the Christmas tree out. Right under his nose, its constant breath sounds the side of... Yeah. Give me just a second, because I just realized that something I don't like is going on over here. I just remembered I gotta message my mother real quick. What do you call a room without a computer? Not sure, because we're at Zach's place. That's actually so valid. Yeah, this room right now has 4 computers in it. Sarah has 2 computers in the living room. And then, actually, there's a 5th computer because there's a MacBook in that right there. And then I just pulled out my iPad so I can look at chat on it. And then I've got 2 phones right now, too. Have I mentioned I like computers? I'm a big fan of computing devices. I love computing devices. I have an iPhone, an iPad, and a MacBook. And then I've got 3 PCs, a Linux computer, a Windows 7 laptop downstairs, and then Sarah's got 2 Windows computers down there, too. What the fuck is wrong with me, man? There's nothing wrong with me. I just have hobbies and I enjoy them. That's it. It's okay for me to enjoy things, guys. Wrong? Okay, cat boy. No enjoying allowed. What the fuck? Hey, you come for my throat, I'm gonna fight back. I'm getting chat pulled up. Hold on, guys. Look, Twitch chat. You would have had 7 abacus laying around. I probably would have had like 7 abacuses, and I would have had some telescopes probably too. There we go. If you go onto your stream manager on like an iPad and then you do audio only, it just becomes a big chat screen. Now the next question is, can I make the chat text bigger? Cause like, I can't really read it. It's too small. The chat's too small for my eyes. I'm blind and dumb. No, it does not seem like I can make the text bigger. Shit. Hold on, maybe I can do it through, like, iPad is Apple, and Apple does this thing where you can change settings for apps, but it has to be through the actual app. Like the settings app, not the... They're weird about not doing in-app settings and instead doing settings for the apps through the official settings. It's weird. That does not do it. Okay. Can I just make the text on the iPad bigger in general? Maybe that's the move. Maybe that's how I do it. How do I make text bigger on an iPad? Text size. There we go. Make it really big. Does that work? It didn't even change anything. It changed like how big the text was up here where it says audio only. It didn't change this text, which is the text I actually needed to change, but alright, whatever. I can read it, it's not as good as, you know. If the text was bigger, it would be cooler, that's all. Give me 1 second, y'all. I gotta grab some paper towels. I can still talk to you though because I have an iPad and a wireless microphone. Oh my goodness gracious. Everyone, say how cool and awesome I am, and don't say anything mean because I said that. And then I'll respond to you in real time while reading the iPad. It'll be so cool. Oh, Sarah's in the kitchen making food, I think. Cat. Meow. 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 Meow.
Hi.
iPad baby people point.
Cute.
Sarah, you want to say hi to them?
What? Hello. I was making you and I some croissants.
You're making cheese stuffed croissants.
Yeah.
It sounds so yummy.
I had 2 paper plates out and everything.
Sarah made me food. She made us food. But she made, she does this thing where she takes cheese sticks and then like the Pillsbury, like, croissants. And then she puts the cheese sticks into the croissants. Whoa. We got fancy ass paper towels.
Apparently, yeah. I didn't know about fancy to that
The
extent.
fuck? How much money did we spend on these paper towels?
I don't think it was that much.
What the fuck is this? Chat, you're not gonna believe the bougie ass paper towels we got. I had no idea. I swear they had to be close to normal price.
They were.
Then again, I let you pick them and
You
grab them.
did. You literally went like, I haven't picked out paper towels.
So I
since
didn't look at
our-
them. Yeah, I didn't look at the
you
price
don't
at
look
all.
at things when I pick them out. When I try showing you and you just don't look.
Because I trust you. Because I put my full faith in you.
But hey, apparently those are some pretty cool paper towels.
They're pretty cool. I'm worried that they were way more expensive than they needed to be,
I don't
though.
think they were. They literally, I looked at the prices of them and I was like, okay, for that many rolls, this being that much isn't that bad.
They feel kind of thick, though, so
Yeah, they feel like they would have a better absorbency.
I hope so. They better. Otherwise, we'll be mad. What?
Otherwise, you're gonna be mad.
I'm mad at the paper towels, not at you. Mad at the paper towels for being unnecessarily fancy without actually being worth the price.
So you seem to come down here right on time for your food.
Yeah, I did not know you were cooking. I came down here for paper towels and nothing else. I came down here because I needed them for cleaning something. Oh my gosh, he was making biscuits. And Sarah was making croissant. Okay, let me show you guys these bougie ass paper towels real quick. Hold on. Look at this. All right, you've heard of paper towels that rip into a long rectangle, right? Obviously. Hold on. Right? Okay, but look at this. It also rips into squares. What the hell? I've never had paper towels that rip down the squares. Shut the front door. I've never had paper towels like that. Like I've had I hate the ones that are the big square where every single piece is one big square. So I always get the ones that are rectangles. I did not know when Sarah picked these out that these also rip down into little squares. Which actually, I mean, now that I think about it, as long as they're absorbent enough, is actually better because then you don't have to waste an entire rectangle. You could rip it down into a square. I mean, that's pretty good. just clean it a little bit real quick. All right. I'll deal with the rest of that later. I'll wash my hands real quick. You're a bad boy, Deku. You know that? You're a bad boy. But you're also very cute. So what am I gonna do about it? Nothing. Oh my gosh, Chi-Chi's being so cute. He's blameless, excuse you? He's not blameless. He's not blameless even a little bit. This one is blameless. This one can do no wrong. The other one, Deku, that boy has some things to apologize for. Actually, Chi-Chi's a bad boy too. He's the reason we haven't been able to have Amelia out of her room in almost 3 months. I mean, we've had her out of the room, but they can't be together. Yeah, Lonnie, you're defending criminals right now. Amelia has done no wrong, but Deku and Chi-Chi both have their own demons that they need to pay for. They have to go to kitty jail. I want to sit down and start working on the computer, but like, I love eating croissants. For anyone curious, this is what they look like. Croissant, nice brown on the bottom, cheese on the inside. It's like stuffed crust, except it's a stuffed croissant. One in chat. If I told you to put one in chat. Oh, hell yeah. W. I appreciate you guys supporting me. That means I'm gonna go get what I want to get. Ah! My microphone wire got caught on the pumpkin. Mmm.
You like the croissants?
I love the croissants.
I'm getting so much better at them.
Mmm.
And what I ended up doing was I melted one of those things of the Waffle House butter that we
I was
have.
gonna say they tasted a little bit more buttery.
Because I used the brush to put butter on top before baking
You
it.
put butter on them?
They were Hawaiian, not the butter ones, so.
Yeah. They taste really good. I thought they tasted more buttery than like a normal Pillsbury croissant would taste. I was wondering.
Yeah, but only only 2 of them leaked cheese this time, which made me happy.
Can I have the last Angry Orchard? We'll go grocery
I'm
shopping.
probably traumatized by Angry Orchard for a while, so I'll probably stick to my Smirnoff.
Okay. We can get more at the grocery store tomorrow. What?
Did you drink all your Blue Moon?
Yep, they're all gone.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding. There's like 6 more. They're on the top shelf. Rhyme with the check-in. Extra butter, fancy-ass paper towels. They've gone crazy. Dude, we've gone bougie style. I've got 4 fucking computers in my room. I've got an iPhone, a MacBook, an iPad, and still have an Android.
You called me bougie.
We got a 4K 55-inch TV in our fucking living room. We got 3 Switch 2 docks in total and 2 Switch 2s. What is going on? What's happened to us?
I infected you.
You infected me?
You used to call me bougie.
You are bougie.
Now look at you.
Yeah, because I'm the breadwinner and I spoil my bougie girlfriend. Unfortunately, even though I'm the breadwinner and my girlfriend is bougie, she still won't do dishes or anything, man.
What?
She can't touch the dishes because she thinks they're so gross.
You mean the ones I put away each time they're clean?
She does put the dishes away, though.
Every single time.
Every single time.
And sometimes I
She's
do
completely
those that
capable
end up
of
put
touching
away.
the clean dishes.
Those croissants were yummy.
What'd you say?
Those croissants were yummy.
Yeah.
They have been devoured.
They taste so good that I want more, but I actually am
have no
full
more.
enough that like I don't need more. I know we don't need more. I was gonna say we should buy 2 at a time, though.
No, we don't eat them remotely enough to like justify buying 2 at a time.
We could buy 2 at a time and then eat enough at a time every time that we get sick of them and never eat them again.
I don't want to do that. But there's another way that I make those croissants too that I haven't done yet, where before I roll them up, I brush them with butter and then I add cinnamon sugar and then I roll it up so they become cinnamon sugar croissants. I just haven't done it yet.
You still feel that way, Shoji? You still feel like I'm the bougie one after hearing that? Come on now.
It's just a way to make yummy snackies. And my choices are limited right now. Maybe not.
I used to wrap cheese dogs in the croissants. I used to take like a needle injector thing, like a turkey baster kind of situation, and put like nacho cheese into the middle of a hot dog. But then I think maybe Oscar Mayer or someone started making cheese dogs, so you didn't have to do that anymore. Or maybe they made them for longer and I just didn't do it and buy them at the time. I don't know. I don't remember. Biscuit dough and wrap little smokies for biscuit dogs. Dude, little
I know that when I was younger, what I would do when I would go camping is my family would make hot dogs and then we would have like the dough for a croissant and we would like make little, what are they called? I can't remember what they're called. They're not corn dogs.
Nope,
Pigs in a blanket?
that's right.
Yeah, we would do that, but we would do it with like the croissant stuff. So it would taste like an extra light and fluffy.
Pigs in a croissant style blanket.
Yeah.
But I'm bougie.
Oh my gosh, I just remembered about this thing that my dad used to make for breakfast. We'd have to get the Pillsbury biscuits, the flaky biscuits, and we would have to make sure we have like a muffin pan.
Mm-hmm.
Because what we would do is we would take a biscuit, put it in each pan, and then mix like scrambled egg and cheese and tater tots, and then bake them in the oven.
I think I've decided your mom is the bougie one. Your dad is like the middle class, knows how to make the most out of it. Your dad is MacGyver and your mom is bougie, I think.
And I'm the one who's picking up whatever he has taught me.
You're mixing your bougie mom's influence with your dad's MacGyver and making stuffed cheese croissants
Yeah, but you're
with
not
butter on
complaining.
top.
You're benefiting from it.
I'm always benefiting from being with you. Because I get to be with you. Even if you didn't do any of that. Just loving me. That's enough. Oh crap, was my mic on? Ugh, that was so cute. That's gross. I can't believe I had to put that on the stream. Yeah. Now my stream knows I love my girlfriend. That fucking sucks. My little giggle thing, of course it did. Pigs in France. French in blankets. Cringe. Why does that suck? How do I explain the concept of sarcasm? It doesn't. All right, moving on. Let's get into this computer and get it fixed up here. Let's do this thing. Okay. All right. Chat on the iPad folk today. Hello, chat. Okay. Chat 1 in chat if you're in chat. 2 in chat if you're in an ad. One. Nice. I just like making you guys do things. It's very funny. Sorry. I'm in my pajamas. What the hell? Oh, yeah, Logic. How was Celeste? I saw you were doing like a reset-a-thon thing, like how you did with Minecraft and Get to Work and stuff. I didn't get to watch any of it. Sarah was telling me that you were doing it, but I had seen it on her monitor. And so while she was telling me you were doing it, I was like, oh, yeah. And it's like every time he gets a certain amount, he has to completely reset the game. And otherwise, he resets the chapter. And she was like, oh, have you been watching it? I was like, no, I just read the title over your shoulder. It was very funny to me. Also, my new coworkers have been telling me that I'm very funny. I'm one of the funniest people they know. They said I could be a stand-up comic. They also said I'm very intelligent, so anything I want to do, I could probably do. And then I'm just like, guys, that's so nice. It was very nice. And then I told them I was a streamer, and they're like, oh my god, it all makes sense. And I was like, yes, I'm very funny, I know. I know. I'm very funny, thank you. I was like, I'm a very successful streamer too, you know, and they believed me. Joke's on them. Guess who's arrived? I don't know who. I'm really bad at guessing. I chuckle. Katie. It was funny when they said that. I was like, you know, it's funny. On my stream, I actually have done like a little bit where I was doing, pretending to do stand-up. So it's very funny. Welcome to Dairy. Now I don't know what to watch anymore. Celeste was pretty good. Got insanely cracked at speedrunning Hotel because chat would keep me stuck there. Did you get really good at what's it called? The fucking oh fuck, what's it called? You know what I'm talking about. The skip where you go through the dust bunnies. It's like a 1 pixel wide like hitbox thing. Did you get really good at that? That was always my favorite skip of the entire fucking game. Demo dash, yeah. Did you get good at demo dashing? Because that was always my favorite skip, dude. Hitting a demo dash in Hotel, oh, Dude, there was a time where I got so good at that, I was hitting it like first or second try every time. Oh my, you usually hit it first. Yes, exactly. Yes, dude. Yes, dude. That's what I'm fucking talking about. That's what I'm fucking talking about. That's what I'm fucking, yes, dude. When I got really good at it, I was doing it first or second try every time. I remember the person that taught me how to play was getting really scared of how good I was getting at the game very quickly. So I had this person teaching me how to play. They were like a speedrunner for Celeste, and they were like one of the top speedrunners for it. And at the time, they were practicing all berries, but they were showing me the any percent. And they were training me so I could get to sub-hour. And I think I had less than, I don't remember how much it was. But every time I'd ask them to show me a trick, basically, is what would happen. They'd be like, and then here you could do this thing, it's called a demo dash. And they'd like hit it. And they'd be like, but that's pretty advanced for you, so you're not gonna do that right now. And I'd be like, nah, teach me now. They'd be like, teach you the demo dash? And I'm like, yep, teach it to me. And they're like, well, that's more of an advanced trick. Like, you should probably wait. Want a break from my ass? Katie, thank you. Fuck, holy shit. Thank you for the 5 gifted.
Want a break from the ads?
Katie, thank you. Holy shit.
Want a break from the ads?
Want a break from my ass?
Want a break from the ads?
Merry Christmas. Thank you so much. Holy shit. Can I get some Zacho gift emote?
5 gifted.
Demo dash is way too cool not to do, TBH. Dude, it's like literally if you throw your run from trying to hit the demo dash, if you throw your run trying to hit the demo dash, it wasn't a run worth being successful, you know? Like, if your final run and your record time doesn't have a demo dash in Hotel, like, was it even fucking worth it, man? What was even the fucking point of getting sub-hour if you didn't demo dash in Hotel? I mean, come fucking on, dude. Want a break from my ass? Kitty, thank you for another gifted tier. I gifted tier 1 to Sarah, thank you. It's not even that deep into a run, too. Yeah, it's true. Hotel is where it starts to get long in the first place. So it's like you might as well. Like, I knew some people that would skip demo dash. They wouldn't try demo dash, and the only reason why was because they specifically hated the Cthulhu stuff right before it, right? Because isn't that right before it? Or am I wrong? Is that not before Hotel? Maybe I'm wrong. Now I think I'm crazy. Am I misremembering the Celeste Order? Uh-oh. I might be crazy. No. Surely not. Well, for other reasons, maybe, but... Good night, everyone. Have a good night, Schultz. After Hotel. Yeah, I immediately was like, wait, never mind. Because I thought, yeah. Tier 2, thank you for the tier 2. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, never mind. I'm trying to think why they wouldn't try and do the demo dash, but now I'm like, I don't remember. Yeah, I mean, really, there's no reason not to give it a go, because you can reset there and you've only lost, like, what is it? I mean, not even like 20 minutes, right? Because chapter 1 is like less than a minute. And then chapter 2 is super fast. Appreciate the 100 bits, Schultz.
Good night, bits for the train.
Thank you, thank you. No, it was the Hotel one that they would skip though, so I don't know. I can't remember. It's been like 4 years now, you know, almost, yeah, 4.5 years, so. But yeah. Hold on, let me scroll back up and read some more messages I missed here. I didn't really like Welcome to Derry too much, just because the first episode was so weird, but I should probably rewatch it. I also should watch the Percy Jackson series. Me and Sarah have been watching a lot of shows, though. Very much enjoying watching shows with Sarah. Open with What about airline food these days? True. That's what I did. I started my Pokemon journey in 2016 with Pokemon Go and ended up end of the year getting Pokemon Moon on that playthrough. I wanted a Pikachu and found a Pichu to get one. Favorite Pokemon 3 nights ago. I finally got a shiny Pichu. Nice, dude. A creamy shitness. True. 15 minutes later, I got humbled and found a shiny Fennekin, but I was stuck with it running. Oh. First lady must not be forgotten. Let's go! My first lady. That's so good. All right. Redeeming Dino for 100 bits. 15-minute max, I think. Yeah. Yeah, it should be around 15 minutes. Because then the Cthulhu section takes about 10 minutes for the whole chapter. It's like one of the longer chapters. But yeah. I don't remember. Maybe they just weren't confident in it, and I was just like attributing a reason that wasn't there. All I know is anyway, when I was being taught to do the speed run, I was basically told, no, you're not going to learn to demo dash Hotel because it's too advanced, it's going to take you too long to learn, so we're not doing it right now. And I was like, aw, come on, man. Teach me the damn trick. And he was like, all right, fine. So this, that, the other thing. And it actually ended up being one of the most useful things I learned, because even though you only demo dash a few times in the game, in the speedrun, just knowing the mechanics that go into pulling off the demo dash help you gain a lot of speed throughout the run in different areas. At least I feel like. And anyway, this kept happening. I kept telling him to show me the advanced tricks. And so he got to the point where like he'd just be like, okay, well, this is the advanced speedrun trick. Try it like 10 times. If you can hit it once, we'll see if you can implement it into your runs. And then if you can't hit it, then we're just gonna move on. And I was like, okay, well, at least I get to be taught the trick and then give it a try. And so that made me happy. And so we did that. And like 3 or 4 times that he would show me an advanced trick and I'd hit it within those 10 times. And then I think it was within like a week of him showing me a bunch of stuff, I hit my sub-hour time. And he goes, okay, Zach, like you're actually like scaring me. Like you're catching up in time so fast, I'm actually scared you're gonna beat my time. I think he had like maybe a 30-minute or 40-minute time. So like there was no way, I never got sub 50. I hit a 50-minute time in Celeste, and that was the last run I ever hit. Thank you guys for the hype train. I appreciate it very much. Katie, thank you for the 6 gifted. Schultz, thank you for the 100 bits. Sender, thank you for the tier 2. I appreciate it very much. But yeah, I think it was so fun though, and it was so cool being taught by someone that was really good at speedrunning how to do it. And it was really fun and really fulfilling getting good at the speedrun like pretty quickly and having my teacher basically be like, hey buddy, I know you're speedrunning, but slow the fuck down. That was really fun. I miss Celeste, man. I haven't played Celeste in so long. I love that game. Oh, such a good damn game, man. Alright, I'm unplugging all the shit from this computer real quick so that way I can get it into the case. Now that I have confirmation that Linux runs on it and works, let's get that going. Nothing to do with games though. Doesn't have anything to do with the basement, does it? Nah, yeah. Dude, I miss gaming, man. I miss gaming so much. One of the things that I've always been so proud of myself for with anything, but especially gaming too, is that I get good at things, like I learn things really quickly. I guess getting good isn't really what I mean, but I learn things quickly. And I love learning. I love learning, man. And gaming is always like the perfect opportunity to learn, you know? Because it's like, you get to fuck around with something that's like very enjoyable. Or, yeah, like something that's just like fun to do. But then on top of that, I get to learn, and that's fun too. Like I like learning things that aren't fun, like at my job, right? Like I'm a pizza guy, and I liked learning how to make the food, but it's not like that wasn't really inherently fun. But the learning part's fun for me. But gaming, all right. Gaming is both fun and fun to learn. So you get that double dose of dopamine. And boy, that shit hits. I cannot wait till I get to do more streaming, man. God, have I mentioned that I miss streaming? I might have mentioned it a time or two. I really do. Now that I'm getting used to things, I'm also, by the way, my current boss, he's being very lenient with my scheduling. He likes me, and he seems to really value and respect me, which is really nice. And so he's been being very lenient with my scheduling. So like I'm having to close right now, but to help me out, like he's been scheduling me later. So like tomorrow I don't work till like 6 p.m. which is really nice. It gives me more time during the day to do something like stream, for example. So depending on how scheduling stuff goes, I might be able to start streaming again during the days. Just also depends on how like the closes go and stuff, because I'm working super late, then obviously I'm not going to be able to get up in time to stream for a meaningful amount of time still, but we will see. Regardless, it is my goal to find time to get back to streaming more. Not even necessarily to play games, though I do want to play some damn games. Where did I put the screws? Uh-oh. Oh, did you guys know last episode of My Hero Academia came out? I cried so hard, I got a fucking migraine. That shit hit. At least for me. Where did I put the screws? That's crazy. Oh well. I didn't finish season 7 yet. I haven't seen it yet. Oh, it's so good. Have you watched any My Hero? I love it. My Hero is one of my favorite things ever. The pacing is a little off in some parts. Like, the entire story basically takes place in their freshman year of high school, all the way through the entire thing, which is a little weird. Just because it's like, you know. it's a lot of stuff to happen in a single year of school. And then, you know, what about all the rest of the time they're in school? You know, okay. I feel like there's a lot of, we could have spread it out a little bit. The pacing of the story could have been a little bit, you know, longer, but I guess it's fine, but it just feels like there could have been a little more pacing in there. It's not that big a deal at the end of the day, but it is a little odd. Start the last season, but I have other anime with similar situations that I need to finish. That's fair. I will say the only thing I don't like about putting an old computer in this case is there's a lot of features of this case I'm not going to be able to get to take advantage of, like the USB-C on the top. This motherboard supports USB 3, but it does not support USB-C. It doesn't support USB 3.1. So that sucks, but oh well. Alright, this is front audio, HD audio, yeah. HD audio. Where are you at? All the way over there. Okay. Maybe at some point I will figure out what's wrong with the other motherboard and CPU, and then I can swap them out, but for now, this will be fine. Me and Sarah have been watching a lot of anime. I mean, just a lot of shows in general. We watched Pluribus. We watched Gen V and The Boys. Let me tell you what. When you are a long-distance couple, watching shows is one of the things that you can do together because of, you know, so many things being, you know, just screen sharing the shows. But then once you move in together, it's actually like, when watching shows is already a way that you spend time together, watching shows together, but like, you know, sitting next to each other on the couch is just so much better. And so I actually feel like we actually kind of have been watching more shows since we moved in together than we were watching before. Funny enough. But yeah, I mean, Pluribus is really good. For anyone that doesn't know, that's the new Vince Gilligan show. I wouldn't have known about it if Cinder hadn't told me about it, so I appreciate you telling me about it, Cinder. I really like Vince Gilligan stuff, and that show is really interesting. Just the general vibe is so interesting. I don't know. I like it. It's cool. And then Fallout's out again. We'll have to watch that. Anime-wise, what else? We're waiting. Frieren Season 2 is coming out soon, so I'm excited about that. Apothecary Diary Season 1 and 2 were really good. We're watching a show. We watched the first 3 episodes of it. It's actually very funny. It's kind of like Solo Leveling, but if the main character was a female. And also also if the main idea was not like the unit, like the world is weird, but instead like it's more like Sword Art Online, where it takes place in like a VR MMO. I do not know what the name of the show is. Sarah would have to say it in chat. But that's fun. It's a fun show. It's like the main character is not a gamer, but her friend is a gamer. So her friend gets her this game and VR set so they can game together. But her friend isn't able to play for a little bit because like her mom's telling her like you gotta do your schoolwork or whatever. And so the non-gamer friend like logs in and makes her character and stuff, but she's never really played games, so she's like, I don't want to take any damage in the game. So she just like just puts every single stat point into defense. And then accidentally becomes very famous in the game because of it. Because her like skills are weird, basically. And then her friend logs in and is like, yeah, you play this game weird as fuck, dog. But we're only on episode 3, but it's pretty, oh, it's fun. It's lighthearted. On TikTok, that's where she showed me the clip on TikTok today. And then she's like, can we watch it? And I was like, I guess. It seems kind of weird, but whatever. But it's literally very TikTok-y, where it's like got TikTok pacing, basically, is how I would describe it. Which is to say that, like, it moves very quickly. It's why I kind of said it's like solo leveling. Like, solo leveling, the thing about solo leveling is that like, the whole thing is basically just like, okay, he powers up. Okay, he powers up again. Okay, he powers up again. Okay, he powers up again. Now he's like almost the strongest. Now he powers up again. Now he's the strongest, but it's like a close tie. Then he powers up again. Now he's the strongest, and it's not even close. That's kind of how this show's going. But that's fine. It's like a power fantasy, and that's cool. It's whatever. It's just fun. And then we tried another show. The first episode seemed really cool for the first, like, 5 minutes, and then the rest of it made no fucking sense at all. So we're gonna try and keep watching it, but, like, it hooked us at the very beginning because the animation was really good, and it was just, like, a really interesting premise at first. But then the rest of the episode just was, like, it was all talking exposition, and none of it made any fucking sense. It was like a prologue where it was supposed to be explaining like the background of the story, except for it was like explaining all the context of the story without explaining any of the actual like world building or universe, basically. So it was like, oh, and the demi-servant human blah 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 person fucking whatever age 18 died thing that back in time beat the thing, and you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck is going on? I get this is all prologue, like it's happening before like the official story is, but I don't have a fucking clue what is going on, so none of this means anything. Me and Sarah both kept looking at each other and being like, what? They're just saying shit. What the fuck are they saying? Easy fix for computers is pouring water on it. True. I felt weird holding this Angry Orchard over the computer earlier. Fuck, man. Angry Orchard's so yummy, bro. Ugh, so good. Well, that didn't take long at all. I think the computer's built. How long did that take? Like, I'm done. I took out the old computer, put the new one in, got it all plugged in. The only thing I have left to do is I just gotta plug in like the front panel HD audio, and that's pretty much it. I don't know. I don't pay attention to sports at all, but I haven't heard anything about it. I don't know. Generally speaking, the way people in Missouri are is if everything is going good in their sport, they're freaking out, man. Like, it's so awesome and good, and that's all they want to talk about. Right. But if their sport team is doing bad, they just pretend the sport doesn't exist at all and nothing happened. Midwesterners, Missourians in general, have a very large habit of, like, if something bad is happening to you, pretend it doesn't exist. Chi-Chi, just ignore it, man. I'm sorry. Oh, so cute. Okay. Oh my goodness, he's being so cute. Oh, you guys can't see him. Dude, he's just like rubbing himself up against my leg. Hold on. Let me turn the camera so you guys can see him. It is incredibly cute. He is. He's feeling so loving right now. See? Like, what's that about? Chi-Chi's like this. He's so weird. And I mean that in a positive way, but it is weird. Like, he'll basically ignore you and be like, don't touch me. Like, most of the time. And then he'll just get super cuddly. Like, he'll just start banging his head into you, trying to get you to pet him. And he'll, like, lay on the floor and roll over and, like, get in your lap. And then be, like, begging for chest and belly rubs. It's very funny. Alright, I got the front fan, the back fan plugged in. Graphics card's plugged in, CPU is plugged in, motherboard's plugged in. Linux is plugged in. Front panel's plugged in. Audio is not plugged in. Let's double check that. You see him over here? He loves laying on the plastic. There's like bubble wrap that I had my computer in, and he just loves laying on it. All right, everything's plugged in. So now all we have to do is quickly go ahead and plug it into power and plug in an HDMI and see if it works. And if it works, then, I mean, we basically rebuilt this computer in no time flat. And now we have a working Linux computer. I'll put the back panel on real quick. Mighty 9 is gas if you haven't yet to partake. What's that one? Watch for sure, probably not tonight since it's over an hour long. Come on. Come on. Hey, come on. Based off a D&D campaign? Oh, that sounds cool. Anime, you'll fuck with it 100%? Hell yeah. Definitely will then. I know we're watching that one show that Sarah's got me on, and then I definitely want to watch the Fallout show, episode 1. But me and Sarah basically just been going through everything that's on Crunchyroll slowly but surely. Oh. Well, the computer turned on, so that's good. Now to see if it'll output video real quick. I need a longer HDMI cable for this thing. I need to plug it in a different area too. Anyway. Sorry about that. All right. When you moved, did you move far from where you lived before, or are you still close-ish? Still close, yeah. Like, I'm like the same distance from Vale as I was before. I'm not in the same, I don't live in the same town, but like, I just happenstance the way that I moved. I just happen to be like the same distance as like 30 minutes. This is huge for the next time I'm in town. Since me and Sarah live together too, actually, crazy. We could do like double date type shit. You know what I'm saying? Isn't that crazy? Matthew Mercer, my beloved. Well, anyway, but yeah, no, I'm still close by. Same area. Same general area. I mean, not, like I said, I moved out of the town I was in, but I'm still within. Like, it's crazy. I moved from being like 15 minutes north of a town near Vale to being like 15 minutes west of a town near Vale. So my distance down the highway remained essentially exactly the same. But I am, you know. Now we go to bed. Bad habit of, I gotcha. Date time not set CMOS. Are there any other shows? I'm trying to think right now. I can turn off the hand cam now because I'm not doing it. Farming Good Nights for real. Alright. I gotta find a better place for this computer, but now that it's in a case, I can literally just move it around, which, you know, is great. Okay. So we got the computer in the case now. That's great. The computer boots into Linux. That's also great. I just need to make sure that I get it to boot again real quick. And then we'll be good. And then the next big thing, other than that, is what? I mean, yeah, just start running servers and coding off it and stuff. But for stream stuff, I mean, I guess not much. There's my BIOS. Oh, God damn it. I think I'm gonna have to do some bullshit again. I hate having to do this shit. I don't know what's wrong with the way that I boot my Linux, but there's something up with it. 3:20 to be at staff zone by 4, just to wait 3 hours to not be dispatched, so all in all, great day. Oof. Dude, how did the date reset? That's crazy. Oh, I know how. I don't have Ethernet plugged into it anymore. That's how. That's what happened. My Ethernet's not plugged into it like it should be. So we can't connect to the internet to find out what the day is. Duh. All right, let's try that. Made a time machine. Yeah. Let's try it. Back into BIOS. All right, let's set the time and date real quick. It is 20:25, and it is December. What day is it? 17th. Large and handsome big is going to bed. Good night. Have a good night, Lonnie. Guess it's technically that. There we go. How do I get it to boot now? Fuck. You guys are gonna watch me do some stupid shit. Real quick, I'm gonna show you guys the magic of Linux, and by the magic, I mean the thing that makes me lose my mind every single time. I have to plug in this stupid USB drive. I have to boot into it. So don't forget, yeah, I'm gonna be heading off stream here shortly, guys. I might stream again tomorrow before work, though. But me and Sarah definitely gotta go grocery shopping, so. And I wanna watch some shows with Sarah. I don't know if she'll be down tonight, so. If not tonight, then tomorrow. Well, at least now I can pull my chair out and then go back to my normal mic, too. That's nice. That was something that... That's the main reason why I wanted to put the computer in the case, because I was getting tired of it sitting on the floor behind my chair and not being able to move my chair. Fancy Colby cheese. I'm not the bougie one, bro. I swear. I gotta say, I really enjoy having a wireless mic and wireless headphones. It's very nice. I think I spelled that right. Yeah, I think. I don't know. Hard reset it real quick. Oh. Interesting that what I may wake up to. Me and Sarah keep finding new things to fall asleep to. Like, we were listening to, just like sound machine noises with our Google Home. We also tried. We had some music on the other night. Almost like meditation music. I ended up having to turn it off though because there was just like a woman just like breathing and it sounded like there was just someone in my room like standing over me and it freaked me the fuck out. When I was a kid, I used to listen to ASMR every night. I keep getting told by people at work that I need to make ASMR too. Please scary ASMR. That would be a funny form of ASMR to make. I made ASMR for you, but it's spooky. Hey. Hey. Wake up. I'm on the floor in your room. I need your help, please. Spooky ASMR. Oh, I forgot to turn off the floppy disk. God damn it. I think it's in... there it is. Disable the floppy controller. That should help. See if we can get our Linux to boot back up real quick. Apparently my mom tried to text you and didn't get a response, apparently. All right. Yeah, Deku again.
Even after it was all cleaned out?
Well, that's the thing, is it wasn't all cleaned out.
Oh, you're talking about in general? Okay.
Because the smell was still there, so he did it again on top of it. Oh. Just think of anything that would be cool, like for the house or anything.
Anytime someone asks me that,
Just think of anything. Just think of, yeah, there you go. See?
that would be nice.
You said I have no idea after that. She's going to take that as you don't care at all about it. I'm just telling you how she's going to interpret it. All right, let's see.
She said, okay, I'll browse, thanks. All I said afterwards was, I don't really know what they're called. But based off of those two things.
Hmm. What? Yeah. No, because I'm going to put it in our bedroom. I don't need one that big in here. All right, hopefully that works. I hope it works. God, I hope it works. Linux is so weird. It makes you feel like such a hacker, though, when you know what you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing, but I know a lot of the commands to type now, at least. All right, still not showing up. So I'm going to do what I did to fix it last time, which is I'm going to pretend like I'm going to reinstall the operating system. But since it's already installed and everything, I don't need to do that. I'll just manually assign the boot and everything. And then when I go to install, it will properly assign that. But then it won't install because it'll be like, oh, you already have the thing. No, kicking it'll break it actually, because like the thing that I'm noticing is anytime that the motherboard has like its CMOS cleared or the power goes off so the CMOS clears, or just any time that the motherboard loses power or something like that, Linux forgets how to exist, like how to boot itself apparently. So I don't think if I kicked it, it would forget how to boot again. So okay. Locales, US. Select region, United States. Disconfig. Manual partitioning. Assign mount point / boot. Assign mount point / sound mount point / home. Confirm and exit. Swap on ZRAM. Systemd boot. Authentication. This is a duplicate username, so it'll error out on this. Because this user already exists. Profile, type, desktop. GNOME, Hyperland. Awesome. NVIDIA, Pipewire, Linux LTS, Network Manager. Yeah, Linux has ADHD just like me. No object permanence. US Central. Install, yes. And then it'll error out because the user is the same. At least in theory. The cool thing about all the troubleshooting and problems I went through with like installing Arch Linux is that I feel like I have a much better understanding of how to install Linux now than I would if it had just worked out properly the first time. Because I had to do a lot of troubleshooting, which meant like learning a lot. Ultimately, the way I've learned everything about computers and everything that I do is by having to do like an ungodly amount of troubleshooting. So like while troubleshooting is annoying in the moment, at the very least, it does teach you a lot. Yeah, like I don't know if I'm doing something wrong when I install Linux, but like at the very least, it doesn't seem to remember that it's able to be booted into until I reinstall it after unplugging the computer from power. It's very weird. This is the third time I've had to reinstall it in order to boot into it. But like, look at that. Now it works again. Like I know how to get it to work. I just don't know how to get it to stay working like permanently. It's very weird. And as far as I'm aware, all my stuff stays on here. Like, yeah, I still have Steam installed and everything, so I don't know exactly what the hell's going on. It's very weird. But we have our 16 gigabytes of RAM and everything, so everything's good. I don't know how to, I need to like update this or something. Yo, JD, thank you for the raid.
Zach, stop. You're gonna get in
Referencing,
trouble.
thank you for the raid. How was the streams, y'all? What were you up to?
Zach, stop. You're gonna get in trouble.
How's it going? Carry Crocodile's debut? I have not. Grounded? Yo. That sounds cool. Did you have fun? %, and now we're doing New Game Plus. Oh shit. Sarah would love me to do that. What's going on, Nick? We're doing Linux. What up, Hides? Hide. I don't know what's wrong with the software app where it's not showing me all the apps. Like the explore page is just so not right. It sucked. I'm using Arch Linux with GNOME and it's pretty cool. I installed Arc Raiders and I'm running 12-year-old hardware and it was able to run Arc Raiders at 1440p at 60 FPS at medium settings. It's able to run Megabonk at 1440p at like 250 FPS. And again, I'm using 12-year-old hardware. I'm using DDR3 RAM. I'm using a SATA SSD. Like, Arch Linux may just actually be the best thing that ever happened to this hardware. It has brought life back into this hardware, and I'm going to be using this to run game servers and stuff. The thing is, I'm still learning a lot about Linux. It's harder to use out of the box than Windows, but you can do whatever the fuck you want to with it, and then when you do something with it and it's working, it works extremely well. Grounded 2 because you can do so much more. Sarah loves Grounded. Let's try Plasma Discover. More than that, though, what else do I want? There we go. Flatpak. System. Graphical tool for editing. Dconf database. Oh, that sounds good. System resources, sure. Like, there's so much good stuff on here, man. Tarky? Have you played, Have you played Arc Raiders at all yet? Yeah, dude, Linux is so cool, man. I have so much to learn. Pretty sure I have Hyperland installed already. Configure Hyperland, okay. I can't afford it. I'm in between jobs. Need to make a house payment. I gotcha. It is a very good game. Very similar to Tarkov, but stripped down, a lot more basic, but like very, very fun. I mean, Tarkov is great for all the reasons that Tarkov is great, like the in-depth gun modding and all this stuff like that, if you like all this stuff. But like, if that's not the reason you play Tarkov and instead it's just for the extraction shooter stuff, Arc Raiders is like Tarkov if you strip away all the like overly in-depth gun stuff and just have the fun, like go into the game and play and extract and make money and level up thing. Plus, I really like the skill tree. New update. Yeah, they finally went into 1.0, huh? I still don't really know all of what is on the like new, like the official release. Oh, I gotta install this stuff, I think. There's a lot of them. Okay, I'll just copy paste. Okay, I did have all that stuff. Learning the story There's more story stuff. What is like the story stuff? Because I don't know anything about the story stuff with Linux, or sorry, with Tarkov. There is nothing here. Did I install that? Most bitch. Went to the gym earlier, so now maybe have a good stream. No worries. Appreciate it, JD. Thank you for the raid. Have a great night. I'll be heading off soon myself. My room is filled with tech and I am teching out right now. But it's past bedtime and I want to spend time with my girlfriend and it's bed and I work tomorrow, so. Right now, I'm a manager at Domino's. Working towards being a general manager. But I would like to be doing something tech related or just being a content creator full time again. But I need to make some money so I can pay my bills. I found a long-term goals, 5 long-term goals from 2011. So when I was 13 years old. the long-term goals. Referencey, thank you for the follow, by the way. Those long-term goals were get a PhD in physics, get a master's in computer science, move to California, learn to code. I forget what the fifth goal was. Yeah, no worries. I appreciate the follow. And thank you again for the raid. Have a great night. There was one other thing. But I've technically kind of learned to code. And now I feel like looking at those long-term goals, I should go back to school and get a master's in computer science. I don't know. I feel like in a way I threw away like a lot of time in my young adulthood. Like I was really on track for a lot of things as a kid. I really had a good head on my shoulders and a good long-term goals and good long-term plans. And then I don't know, I kind of gambled on making it as a streamer. And I mean, I can't really blame myself. I was in a bad mental place, and like being a streamer for 7 years with nothing else, like dropping out of school and not having a job and stuff like that was kind of what I needed to do for myself to get myself where I needed to be and like heal. But also being 28 now and like looking back, I'm like, I really wish that I had like gone to school for something practical instead of video like I thought I was going to when I was a kid, like gone for computer science, stayed in school for that, tried to be a streamer or content creator alongside that, and, you know, really worked my way into those things. But I mean, it's never too late, you know, and I feel like I had to do what I did do to get to where I am now and be who I am and, you know, heal and all that. But, you know, I do wish I was where I am now at like 22, 23, 24 instead of 28, but it is what it is. Lead data tech for Walmart. That's super sick. See, I wish I could do cool shit like that, but I don't have a degree and I don't have a good resume or anything. So getting hired for stuff like that is like really hard, but this is my first job, by the way, as a dropout homeschooler. You can do anything. Fair. I guess the most important thing is believing in yourself and just going for it rather than overthinking it. I guess the real important thing is like if you believe that you can't do something, you're always going to be right. And if you believe you can do something, you might be wrong. But you might as well believe you can do something because you might be right. But if you believe you can't, you'll always be right. I've had a lot of people at my job tell me that they think I'm like one of the smartest people they've met, that I'm very funny, that I'm very capable, and that my biggest issue is that I get in my own way. Like, that's what they all seem to tell me. is that I'm very capable, but that I don't seem to like believe in myself, basically. Like that I'm too hard on my, not that I don't believe in myself, but that I'm too hard on myself. They say that I'm too hard on myself. That's like the big thing. I don't really know how to get out of my own way, though. I tried with like self-love and stuff like that, and it helped me with like being able to create a stable relationship, and stuff like that. But I've not yet found how to get out of my own way when it comes to like being successful on a career path. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I will. And you know, it's always true. You'll be your biggest obstacle, but I gotta figure out how to be a smaller obstacle, you know? Chase some Z's. Good to see you, Cinder. Have a great night. See you before Christmas? I hope so. What up, Deku? See, there doesn't seem to be a way for me to pick Hyperland, so I'm like, is my Hyperland install wrong? I don't understand. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Okay, dope. I just didn't know where the actual button was. Now I know. Now I can see what Hyperland looks like. Okay, I guess I don't have Kitty installed. Damn. Okay. Let's try that again now. I understand now what's going on. This is cool. I was wondering why it went black whenever I would log in. I now understand it's because you can have different desktop environments installed. That's cool. Holy kid. Holy shit. Okay, using auto-generated config, edit config to get rid of this message. I'll say Hyperland is immediately more laggy on this hardware. I think they said that Hyperland's not officially supported on NVIDIA, so that makes sense. Okay. Auto start necessary processes. Okay. Permissions. It's cool. Look and feel. That's cool. So you can just like customize so much about the like way things feel. That's cool. All right, well. How do I navigate Arch Linux though? I mean, Hyperland. Dynamic tiling, easy to configure. Let's get started. Daco, bro, you stinky cat. You stinky cat. I'm wondering if I should try Omarki. Hmm. All right, let's try this real quick. Nice. Looks like with Linux, I'm gonna have to learn a lot about virtual machines. All right. Well, I've done enough messing around. We've had a good chat tonight. Hopefully I'll be live again soon, near future. But for tonight, I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna have a good night. If I don't see you before Christmas, Merry Christmas. But I should see you guys again before that. So Appreciate you guys being here. Have a great night. I will see you next time. What? What do you want, Blurry? Merry Christmas. We kept talking. Uh-huh. Good night. Bro keeps coming in just to tell me he didn't actually go to bed, but he swears he's going to bed this time for real. Talk to you later. Have a great night, guys. Appreciate you very much.